Welcome to another Real Talk podcast. This is a GenFit episode, which is where we look at ways in which we can make you fitter, faster, stronger and better. I'm your host, Ben Watson, founder of GenFit and general fitness trainer and educator. Today I'm with Michael Edmean, otherwise known as Mikey Spice, who's a personal trainer based in Birmingham and has been in the fitness industry for the last 20 years. In this episode, we'll be discussing how to set your own business up, how to get and keep great clients and members, and the future direction of fitness. Okay, Mikey Spice, welcome to the show.
Real talk, yeah?
Yeah, real talk, real talk. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yes.
That's how I'm doing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Good. First of all, before I ask any questions, my first question is,
Okay.
Where does Mikey Spice come from?
Where does the name Mikey Spice go?
I don't know this story.
Do you know what?
Or should I not? Sorry, I should have asked.
No. It's not. I know what it is. I had two group of friends, and one of the managers at one of the centers, he always used to go, Mr. Mikey Spice, and then I had another group of friends, and they used to call me Spice Boy. So we got one calling me Mikey Spice and the other one called me Spice Boy. So you know what, Mikey Spice appeared.
Nice. It's good. Now I know.
And they always used to say, you know what, Mikey's got all the spices, loads of energy, loads of fun. So that's what he is.
That's good. It's a good nickname. Mikey, can you tell us a bit about yourself? Just kind of like where you've come from, your story, what you do, and that type of thing.
Okay. Oof.
Well,
It goes way back. It goes way back. Okay. Where I've come from, basically, I started off a long time ago, talking about back in the 80s. It was yeah.
Wow.
When I left school, I used to play basketball, and from there, when I was playing basketball, I had a personal trainer, and he used to coach me, and he used to coach the team, and Denzel as well. And he said, Mikey, you know what? You've got a really great personality, you have. He says, you know what? You should become a trainer. And back then, I was like, a trainer? He's like, yeah, a personal trainer. I was like, I like sports. You know, I do like talking to people. So, you know, I pursued it, and, you know, I became a trainer, and I've been doing that, working in the fitness industry from 99. So 99, I've been working in the industry all the way through now. So I've seen everything what's happening in the fitness industry, in the health industry. Yeah.
So in terms of you obviously have your own studio based in Birmingham.
Okay.
So how did that come about?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So basically, what it was, I was teaching fitness classes and the rest of it, and I was like, said to myself, you know what? I would like to start my own thing, because I used to go to the managers at that time, and I was very creative, and I was like, I think we should do this, you know, and do that, and they didn't really seem enthusiastic about doing it. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I said, I'm gonna spend £50, and I'm gonna see if that £50 can, how far can that £50 grow me? That was after reading a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that £50 accumulated. It got me more people who used to come train with me, and then I set up boot camps. I was probably one of the first. In fact, I think I am the first person to set up boot camps, 60-day boot camps, where I was doing transformations with people over a 2-month period. Now, part of the program was they had to train with me 6 days a week for an hour. And I had some other people on my team. I had Dezel was doing some stuff, motivating people, and I had a nutritionist. She used to come in, she used to do her bit, and I used to train them for the whole 60 days, and we had some amazing results, not only like in body but in mindset. Some people used to come, they just wanted to build up their confidence, and they would leave and they would be super confident, to the point where it went into their lifestyle and their careers, not only their physical appearance. From there, I moved on to set up a boxing gym called The Ring. I managed it. I had it for about 4 or 5 years, but that took me away from my original business that I do now, which is Body Shop and helping people, because I was spending a lot of time managing, trying to teach classes, doing everything. And then one day I was like, you know what, that's it. I said, I'm going back to Body Shop, and I currently have a studio. I train about 40 people, 40 members, and I've gone back to the original thing that I was doing. I'm not training those people so intensively how I did with my extreme Body Shop boot camp, but I do train them intensively. Yeah.
Okay, so from what I can gather, it sounds like you're the type of person that's not afraid of taking maybe a risk, or taking a bit of a gamble. You went from initially wanting to set up a boot camp, setting up a studio. Would you say that's true, that you're afraid, you're not afraid to take a chance?
No, I try and live life with no regrets. It's better off that you try, you fail, and then you learn something, rather than you don't try and then you're like, I should have done it. Okay, there's probably a few things that I should have done and I didn't do, and that's there to haunt me until the day I die. But do you know what I mean? But when it comes to other things now, I see it as, if there's an opportunity, I'm gonna go out and get it. I'm not gonna hang around and wait by the wayside.
And so, can you run us through, like, when you first set up The Ring, and then Body Shop, the current studio that you're running, the setup process. So in terms of, you needed maybe some equipment or some money, or what was the initial kind of setup of that facility?
Well, like I said, that when I started off the boxing, I started off with £50, and I invested in boxing gloves and stuff like. I invested in boxing gloves. The money I got back from people coming doing the boxing with me, that helped me to reinvest into Body Shop. But the boot camps, when I had the opportunity and do it, really I didn't really need any money for equipment, because I was hiring somewhere. So all I needed is just me, and just a concept, and and just advertising leaflets. So really, back then, advertising leaflets and giving out leaflets, you can get what, 5,000 for like £120. So really, it didn't really cost me much. And some of the people who followed me and said that I would like to do this boot camp, this 60-day boot camp, some of them were training with me, some of them I didn't even know. I just met them on the street, told them I'm doing a 60-day boot camp. They were like, what's this? Never heard of it. And they joined up. I still speak to them, some of the members today, and they're still in contact with me, because they, I've always said that I gave them a lot of my energy over the 60 days. I worked out with them over the 60 days, so it wasn't just about me standing around and just telling them what to do. No, I showed them, I led them, I joined them. And like I say, now some of them have gone on to, even bigger and better things. Some of them have fell off a little bit, they're on and off. Do you know what I mean? but majority of them are all still doing something, which is
Right,
really
so
good.
and you've got some of the members from the start. Do they some of them stay with you?
Yeah. I've still got. Bearing in mind, we're talking when I set up Body Sharp, and I was doing it. We're talking about 2000 and 2005. Yeah, we're talking about No. Tell a lie. Okay. No, we're talking about 2000, probably about 2010. Yeah. So we're talking about 8 years back. Yeah, because 8 years.
So it's good going that you've got members that are staying with you that long.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And some of the others, we still speak and stuff like that. So some of them have moved to other countries. Or some of them have moved out of Birmingham. But yeah, because you know what it is, I created doing Body Sharp. I didn't just create a training program. I recreated a relationship between myself and the group. That's what I did, and I got them to everyone work together, and that's what I do. I put like-minded people in one building, and I'm going to try and get the best out of everybody in that hour or in that 2 hours.
That brings me on nicely to another point that I had in terms of getting and keeping members and clients. How do you find them in the first place? What's your process for getting people?
My process of getting people, I'll be honest with you, a lot of it's word of mouth. Because let's get one thing straight. I've been in the industry for quite a long time, from we'll say 2000. So, just before that, in fact. So I'll be honest with you, if you worked out how many people I probably seen on a daily basis of, they came into the gym as a kid or wherever it is, and they came as a kid and now they're an adult, they still remember that time when I took them into the gym and I showed them what they needed to do. I even, quite ironic, I had one guy, he was a designer, and I wanted to get some design work, and he came to see me. And I'm looking at this guy, and he had a really great physique. And, we spoke about the design. He was like, yeah, I can do this. And he's like, you don't remember me? And I looked at him and I was like, no, I don't. He's like, I remember you. I was like, you remember me? He's like, yeah. He goes, I remember my first time in the gym. It was you. I remember I was there, all scared about going to the gym, and then the instructor came out and I seen you were massive. And he goes, I looked at you and you came out, you had the notice board, and then you said that what I wanted to do. I showed him on a couple of equipment, told him what some of the things that he did, what he needed to do. He said that he didn't even do that much. And he said that the next day he woke up, he couldn't even move. He was like, what did he do to me? But the guy had a really great physique. And he said that, listen, from the first time I seen you, I was inspired, and you showing me that all it led on for me to just continue and just learn more. And you see him today, I think, in fact, he's a personal trainer himself now. He's a personal trainer and he's a lecturer as well. Wow. Yeah, and a graphic designer. So I was like, and that's why, me personally, that's what I really enjoy. I do get upset, and it's, when my relationship, has to end and somebody goes somewhere else, but you know what, as long as they keep on the journey of working out and they remember what they went through, do you know what I mean? I find my energy is not wasted. But for me to spend time with somebody, coach them, motivate them, and then when I'm not around, they just drop it, and then I see them and 4 stones bigger. You just taken my energy and my enthusiasm, and you've just wasted it. And that's the saddest thing. But majority of people who I've helped, they've continued to carry on training, either with me, with another trainer, but they've continued, and that's what really matters.
And you said at the start of that because you've been in the industry for a while, you said that word of mouth was important. And how do you develop, I guess, a reputation or a name so that people are actually talking about you? So, because people might rely on, say, word of mouth, but then people have to be talking about you in the first place so that the word of someone's mouth is being spread. So what do you do to make people talk about you?
What do I do? Do you really want me to answer?
I don't know, do I, Mikey?
Okay. No, do you know what it is? I'm an enthusiastic trainer, so I enjoy just training people, and a lot of the time people will say I met this guy, he's really energetic, he's really funny, we had fun in training with him, and that's how they go off and tell some of their friends. Or sometimes they'll probably can't walk into work the next day, and somebody will go like, "What have you been doing?" And they should be like, "I'll be training with Mikey Spice." They'll be like, "What kind of training is he be doing with you?" And that's how I get my name across. So in a lot of workplaces, people know who I am. They've heard the name Mikey Spice, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, he did that to my friend. She couldn't walk for a few days, but she's good now."
So by giving them like an amazing experience, something that they remember, something that they take away, something that they'll tell all their friends about, that you've done something that they were overwhelmed with, maybe you exceeded expectations possibly, is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to just give high expectations, have fun with the client, and the main thing is I'm there to give them all the information they need, and I want them to have fun and enjoy it at the same time. Yeah, as well as I suppose the new things now. That's what I used to do before, but I suppose moving on now to social media now, it's all changed, isn't it? With things like I suppose podcasting, posting, all these other things. Bearing in mind, before we're going back probably before I set up Body Shop, and before we're talking about early 2000, so I qualified as a trainer, but then I also had another thing, which was I used to do nightclub promoting.
Okay, is it a nightclub promoting?
Yeah, I used to be a promoter, and I used to set up my own events, and this is how much it's changed. Back then, it was all about just giving out leaflets and talking to people. Now, there is no leaflets.
Yeah,
that's all gone. And it's interesting how I've seen everything change from the marketing perspective of how we used to do nightclubs and promote the nightclubs to now how people promote nightclubs. And I think with Facebook and everything's changed. So bearing in mind, when I used to have events, I used to get probably talking about sometimes 1,000. I did 1,000 people in one venue. So how it's changed now, it's changed a lot. Yeah.
You know what? You're working seamlessly. You're linking to my points, so it's good. So in terms of what you've been in the industry for a long time, and it'd be good to find out where it's come from, and you're from the beginning, and then where you think it is at the moment, and then where you think it's going in the future.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take you back now to Birmingham, how Birmingham started out. Okay, and we're talking about at that time there was only 3 PowerPoint gyms. Okay, and what I mean by PowerPoint, I mean that's where all the free weights, the dumbbells. Okay, there was only 3 places, and they were Alexander Stadium, Small Heath, which is still around, okay, and Birmingham Sports Centre, which got knocked down. They're the 3 original PowerPoint gyms, and at that time you had No Flex Fitness, you had I'm not too sure if Emporium was around by then, but I doubt if Emporium was just probably starting. But the original free weight gyms were all by the council. Birmingham City Council had the biggest leisure facility, more than London. We had more leisure centres and fitness places than what London and some of the other boroughs. Okay, and at that time, I remember saying to myself that I wanted to open my own gym back then, and all of a sudden, at that time, I think we had Living Well. Living Well was around. Okay, Fitness First was not around. LA Fitness was not around. Okay, and I remember when Virgin said they were going to open their gym, and I remember when LA Fitness came. So all of a sudden now we've got all these new gyms opening up, and I thought to myself at that time, when I heard Virtue Branson's open up a gym, I was like, there's no chance in anything of me even opening a gym. And then the industry turned again, and then I suppose this is when CrossFit started to come in, CrossFit, and since then I've noticed how much it's changed. And then we've got the era of pure gyms and stuff like that. I've seen a lot more of weight gyms happening. So a lot of people, in fact, who have got these weight gyms, they actually started from Small Heath or Birmingham Sports Centre, and what they did, they went out and opened their own gym. Okay, so we had the decade of all free weight gyms opening up. Then after that we had the decade of the health clubs. They opened up, and then we went to a new stage of the CrossFit gyms. Okay, and then I suppose the boot camps as well. I can't explain it in like that kind of order, but it was something like that. So I think training now, it's moving forward, I would say that it's more moving towards like internet based. With all these things, with 24-hour gyms, I think people are going there, and people really don't know what they're doing in these 24-hour gyms. And this is a great opportunity for trainers to now do programs for people and teach them, because even though they got personal trainers inside these gyms, the problem is people can't afford to see their trainer each time. It's because it's very expensive. So I do think online, that's where it's more going now. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the smaller gyms, yeah, it's either 24 hours or the smaller gyms. I think that's what people are looking for.
So more, I guess, online based, flexible, lower cost training is where you can see it is at the moment, and that's where it's progressing towards.
Yeah. It's either going to be that, or in the sense that somebody wants somebody to train them in a group, and they know that that's that person they're going to go to.
Yeah. And is that something that you're moving towards now?
I think moving. I think I'm already in it. And like I suppose both parts. Like I say, with people, they wanna be able to train with a trainer and know that he knows everything about them. I think long gone of the days where people walk into a class, a fitness class, and you're like, oh, is there anybody new here? Yeah, there's one new person. Put their hand up. Okay, we're just gonna work out. We just work out. The instructor doesn't know anything about that person, But it's different when that person knows that person, comes through that door and goes, right, last week you were at this amount of body fat. Your goals are that you need to increase in your strength. I notice your balance is bad. We got to work on that. You're coming to this class because this class is going to do this for you.
So you think is it fair to say that the industry is changing so that it is more online, more accessible, but at the same time it's crucial that there has to be some element of interaction with a real person, whether it be in person or somehow via some messaging system or some sort of interaction.
I do feel like there's, but let's think about the client. There's two types of clients. There are the clients who are motivated, and there are the clients that are motivated but they still need that, somebody to push them. So I do have people who will go, right, I'm religiously going to do this, and they'll do it. You haven't got to tell them to do it. But then you get other people who are like, I want you to do this. No, I can't. I want you to do it. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So they may need to actually have a trainer, somebody who's there watching over them to do it. Well, the other person, you could just give him, a blueprint of what he needs to do, and he goes and does it.
Yeah, I'd agree, because I've noticed there are a lot of organisations, I won't mention any names, that have set up completely automated systems where you have a membership and there's no real interaction with anybody, and then within a month you've cancelled the membership. And so, like you're saying, Mikey, that there has to be, and depending on the client as to how much interaction there is, there has to be some element of human interaction.
Yeah, it's just people let's get one thing straight. Gyms are there to not only get you fit and you release your endorphins and you work on goals, clear your head and stuff, but there is a social aspect to it. And sometimes I've been to some of these gyms, these 24-hour gyms where nobody's there at reception. The social aspect is gone. Everyone's just putting their headphones on and that's it. Now, I remember, like me when I was setting out, and I was at Handsworth and stuff. We had, like, me and my, one of my friends. He passed away. But the spirit of Luzon still at Handsworth, because I know he put energy into that building. But I know that when we were on shift, people would want to come just because we were on shift. And that was the day, Wednesday, Mike's going to be there, Devin's going to be there. Tuesday, we know Devin and Mike's going to be there. The music's going to be playing. They're going to be motivating people, showing people how to work out. So people wanted to come because of that. Yeah. Rather than, I've been to places and it's like a ghost town. Everyone's like headphones on, and that's not the true aspect of, being, getting into health and fitness and training. There's a fun aspect there, but some people are not going to see it. And some people are not going to experience it because you know what? They'll look at it and go, right, I want to get fit. I'm going to spend £19 and I get 24-hour access. Okay, you do get 24-hour access, but you got nobody watching over you, and you're in an environment where it's totally, everyone's like a ghost town. Yeah, when you could go to somewhere else and experience somewhere else, and you experiencing music, you experience somebody talking to you, motivating, the group bonding together. It's totally a different experience.
Great, thanks, Mikey. There's so much that we've covered there, and I really appreciate everything that you've touched on. I want to finish off just going through some rapid fire questions. So, we've got a few questions where we're looking at a few quick things. So,
okay.
So first one is, if you could choose any one piece of exercise equipment, what would it be?
Ooh. What would it be? You know what? I'm just going to throw a kettlebell.
Kettlebell, good answer. So, question 2: which exercise professional or professionals do you look up to the most, and why?
Exercise professional.
So, someone in the fitness industry, or somebody, whether it be an athlete or.
Okay, yeah, all right. You know it's gotta be Mr. 23.
Mr. 23.
Yeah.
And
Michael Jordan all the way.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
you share the same name with me, Mike. Yep, us Mikes. Yeah, we're going all the way.
And why?
All right, the attitude, focus, determination. The list says it all.
Even now.
Yeah, even now. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I've watched basketball games where he gets angry. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this around, and he focuses. And and that's the way it is. So he's even now, he's still doing great things. No other player can actually do what he can actually do.
Good. So, and then lastly, if you could go back in time, back, let's say 20 years ago, and you were to see a 20-year younger Mikey,
yeah,
what would you tell him?
Well, when I tell him,
it's a tough question. I'll put you on the spot there. What one piece of advice would you give him?
What piece of advice? Do you know, I was meant to move to America,
So you would have told him to move to America?
That's I'm saying the life I live here is still great. Okay. But you can imagine, you always got that little doubt where, you imagine if I went to America, I had everything lined up. I could have been in America. I could have been doing personal training and stuff in America as well. So.
But then ultimately you'd be doing the same thing here or there. So you're doing what you really want to do.
Yeah, but the difference is I would have been in America. Sun, sea, sand. You get it right? But still, you know what? There's always opportunities. This job as a trainer, you don't have to be in one country. You can be anywhere. So I suppose, you know what? I would just tell myself, just do what you're doing. You're enjoying life. So just carry on.
Good finishing thoughts there. So then just to finish off, if people wanted to get in touch with you or wanted to find out a bit more about you, are there any particular places that they can do that? Or are there any websites or anywhere they can get in touch?
If you wanna find me, you go to your app store, okay? Or you go to your Google Play Store and download Body Sharp. You'll see a red symbol, okay, with a black hologram, and the black hologram is me, like Michael Jordan, I got a symbol, okay, and download the app, and then you can book in and speak to me. So I do things now by apps now.
Excellent, using technology and interaction at the same time.
Yeah, so there it is.
Like
you can book in a consultation with me, you can message me, it all can be done from the app.
Excellent, brilliant. Thanks a lot for your time, Mikey. I know it's not easy with your knee injury to get here, so I appreciate you making the effort.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, and that's it for today.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thanks, Mikey.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the Real Talk podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, and also check out our website, which is www.genfittraining.com. We really appreciate any feedback you have for us, so drop us a message or write a review of the show.